Hello Gemini, welcome to the reading. I hope you're all doing really well today. Thank you for your patience, by the way, waiting for this reading. It hasn't been too long, I don't think, but I had hoped to finish them earlier in the week. It was just an odd week, one of those. So let's get started. Welcome if you're joining me for the first time. Thank you so much for stopping by. And to all of you who've left messages and have liked and subscribed the videos, thank you so much, because it really helps, the algorithm to pick up the videos and to show them to more people. So thank you. Spirit are with us already. They are throwing the cards out. So we're going to look at what your energies are for the moment. We're going to use the oracle to get an overview. Then we're going to use some tarot to get some advice from spirit and to pick up the incoming energies. So here we are. We start with Between Worlds. We have why. We have Higher Power. Oh, I missed that one, Spirit, and that looked a very definite one. Thank you. Wow, Message in a Bottle. Okay, let's pull them forward a bit because I always end up pushing the candle out of camera view. Anyway, Message in a Bottle. Then on the bottom of the deck, wow, look at this, Gemini. Treasure Island. Fab. Love it. Love it. What a lovely thing to head towards. We'll talk about that in just a second. Let's get started. Gemini. You may feel like you are between worlds at the moment. You may feel like you've got a vision of where you want to be and you're striving for that vision. But maybe some of your world is feeling a bit dark at the moment. Maybe there's some frustration. Maybe there's sort of, maybe you're feeling a little low. The good thing is about, and I love this card because it shows progression. And we show you transitioning between those feelings, those environments that keep you in the dark but push you into the light. So, it's a frustrating position to be in sometimes, Gemini, but the good thing is you're heading in the right direction because there's a beautiful light environment ahead of you. It may be causing you to question your ideals, your aims, your decision making. Maybe you may say to yourself, look, I tried to do this in the correct way. I tried to do it by the book. I tried to take the steps that I felt were right. But why am I feeling like this? Why am I feeling like I'm in limbo? I don't know quite how to move things forward. I feel frustrated. I maybe feel a bit stuck. Won't apply to all of you, Gemini, because it's a general reading, but, please take the bits that resonate for you. What I love in this card is that behind this person here, we see all this bright light. And again, it's almost like you're not quite seeing the bright light. We see on this card, you may be still a bit stuck in the dark energy and not seeing the brightness ahead of you. Maybe for some of you, you're not trusting that it can get better. But here we see it. You're maybe questioning, why did I do that? Why have I done that? Have I made the right decision? There's a lot of light around you, but you're not seeing it at the moment, Gemini. You have some divine intervention going on here. And yes, we do. Spirit are always with us, but we have to ask for their guidance. But here we see, this angelic figure just sitting, watching, guiding, and they know that everything's going to be okay, Gemini. That's the feeling I'm getting from here. And they're wanting you to pick up those messages, the feeling that they have. They want you to feel that too. We see here, I don't know if you can see it very clearly, here is something that is key shaped. And Spirit are wanting you to know that the key to moving forward and for you seeing, the brighter future and for things to fall into place is for you to listen to that inner voice. If you see synchronicities, because this is very much, this is about intuition, because it's also in the position of the third eye, but because it's coming from above, this is about your crown chakra. This is about accepting, you know, those synchronicities in life, those little signs, you know, significant music, feathers, coins turning up in odd places, you know, anything that is a bit out of the usual, that you maybe put down to coincidence. They're signs that are coming from spirit. The fact that they've put the key in your third eye tells you that they want you to use your intuition to have, you know, the discretion to decide what is a message coming through from spirit for you. You know, you have the intuition because they're giving you extra messages through intuition to carry your situation forward into a much better feeling, to get you out of this limbo, Gemini. And interestingly, we have this message. What they're drawing my attention to is do you know that? Do you know, I nearly said pelican and that's totally wrong. But what's the bird called? That is so weird. You know what this bird is. It does look a bit like a pet. No, I'm not going to get on. I'm not very good with birds. I don't know which is which. But anyway, they're drawing attention to here because they're drawing attention to the fact that there is a significant message going to happen here. You're going to get some form of message that is going to bring a new beginning. Who are the birds that bring babies? Do you know, my mind has gone completely blank. So they obviously don't want to make a baby reference, but it's gone completely blank. What is that about? How strange is that? Anyway, they are saying to me new beginnings. So they don't want me to get hung up on babies, obviously. They're saying new beginnings. This bird is bringing its strength and its wisdom and the ability to carry you forward. What I find significant for you today with this card is that, yes, there's a message, that there is a phone inside this bottle that signifies a phone call, an email, something that will help things to move forward, to show you hope, show you joy, show you maybe opportunities. But I just think it's something that makes you feel a lot better. And there is something significant, because they keep saying it to me, there's something significant about a new beginning, and the bottle is moving forward, but the water is very calm. So if you're dealing with something tricky at the moment, Gemini, and you can't seem to get out of this stuck, frustrated energy, Spirit are saying, listen to your intuition, because there will be forward movement and you will get some sort of significant message or email that will help you to get out of that energy. Very interesting. And what I love, and I said this when we first drew this card out, on the bottom of the deck, again, more calm waters, but at the end of it is your treasure. Now, treasure can mean different things to different people. You know, what it shows is that there's going to be a really positive outcome to whatever this message is. You're going to be getting out of this sort of frustrated energy that you're feeling at the moment, especially if things keep, you know, going wrong, or think you've had a lot of hurdles. No, we have you calm waters here. We have calm waters that the turtle is moving through here. And in this chest, they have you know, there's gold. Is it stars? Yes, it is. There are gold stars. There's red hearts. So something that makes you feel good, makes you feel abundant, whatever that is for you, whether it is finance, whether it is loving relationships, whether it's just a breakthrough in a situation and think life being calmer, whatever that abundance is for you, it's in your energy, Gemini. So know and be confident that that is coming through. This energy, which feels heavy, I have to say, is not going to be around for much longer. but use your intuition. Your intuition is so important because you are being fed messages from spirit through your intuition. Also, pay attention to your dreams, Gemini. If you're having dreams that seem a bit wacky or seem, you're not quite following, there may be a significant message in some of them. There may be just a nugget of information in a whole dream that you have, if you remember it, that is a message that you needed to hear. So I'm going to get into the tarot. Do bear with me. I'm going to have a drink of water. I'm having to drink a lot of water during these readings today, simply because I decided to sage my house before I did the readings. I felt the need to lift the energy, but the sage is catching my throat. So rather than cough through your reading, I'm drinking water, so do bear with me. While I'm shuffling, because these cards are very new and do take some shuffling, so I'm going to flick them and actually read them. If you would like a personal reading, all the information is in the description box below this video. And if you are watching on a bigger screen, there's a QR code in the corner of your screen that will take you to the Buy Me a Coffee page where my readings are listed under the shop tab. So let's get on. Spirit, tell us about this stuck energy. That energy's giving me a headache, interestingly. Could be the sage, to be fair. No, it is. There's something heavy about that stuck energy. It's like a frustration energy. So why are we between worlds? Why is Gemini between worlds? What should they do? Spirit, what can you tell us? Oh, gosh, Gemini. These are jumpy. They want me to take those two. Some of you may have left a relationship situation or a situation that made you feel happy. Things may be, you may have felt that things have been a bit negative recently, have taken a negative turn. We see you here looking at the past, Gemini, thinking that things were better in the past. And, because you're in this limbo state, it's very easy to look backwards and think, oh, life was easier then, it was all fine, I was in a good position. Maybe some of you have left a relationship, because here we have the Knight of Cups, who brings his, attentive, loving energy. But I do feel that for a lot of you, this will be about your energy. This will be about you feeling that life was good, that you were taking good care of yourself, that you were, just feeling good about yourself, your achievements and everything. So the fact that we see darkness here, there may be moments where you're feeling frustrated because you've been in a difficult position, and it's making you reflect on further back in your life when things were a lot easier. And we've already said earlier that you're questioning maybe decisions that you've made, actions that you've taken, Gemini. Spirit, what do you advise Gemini? So we've got a hair stuck here. Okay, we don't want that. What do you advise Gemini about these questions, this questioning that they're doing? Nine of Pentacles. You've achieved a lot, Gemini. The Nine of Pentacles comes about, this is a card of a big achievement. I love the fact that we see the owl here. This came up in one of the earlier readings I did today, this same card, funnily enough. And I always say that this owl brings, the evidence of, wisdom and good decision making and thinking things through. And your strategic thinking in the past and your wisdom in the past has led to the achievements that you have today, Gemini. So Spirit aren't having it. They're being quite tough, actually, when they're talking to me. They're saying, we're not having this, Gemini. You know what you've achieved. You know the position you're in. there's no room for self-doubt, you know? There is no room for self-doubt whatsoever. There's no point questioning what, has led you to your current feelings of frustration, because this is a huge achievement. You're sitting in achievement, and it's about perception. It's about how you're seeing your opportunities moving forward, because this is why they're telling you to listen to your intuition. Again, wow, that's a strong message for you. We have the High Priestess. High Priestess, wow, strong intuition here. So your intuition is on point. All you need to do, Gemini, is to take the time to listen to your intuition. It may be helpful for some of you to, if you're into meditation, or even if you're not, it might be worth trying, to take some time to actually put the earphones in and just listen to some meditative music, just something that will calm your feelings of frustration, that will enable you to listen to your own intuition, to reconnect with those dreams and hopes moving forward. Wow, that's really positive intuition, So any quiet times you have, and the quiet times, I think meditation would be more useful to you at the moment, to be honest, because I feel like meditation allows you to just focus on that, try and focus your mind on the music, focus your mind on, if it's a guided meditation. Whereas if you just take a quiet few moments, you need to be able to not focus on what you're dealing with at the moment. You see what I mean? So yeah, meditation would be really helpful to you. Yeah, we have Seven of Wands energy. There's been a fair few challenges, but you can overcome them. And as I say, the way to overcome those challenges is to listen to the messages you're getting from Spirit. I can't accentuate that enough, really. It's a very strong message coming through. I don't know which one, the Spirit, which one is it? And we have the card of death and rebirth. So interesting that, what was I banging on about this bird earlier? I still can't remember the name of. How ridiculous is that? I bet it will come to me the minute I stop this reading. But for some reason, they don't want me to name this bird. I just have no idea what it's called. So they want me to focus on the rebirth aspect rather than go down the baby route, like I said before. But whatever this message is, this email, this phone call, that helps you to feel a lot calmer, is what will bring about this big change. The death card appears in tarot because it talks about a major change or a rebirth. So yeah, I do think that feeling of enthusiasm, that feeling of inspiration and energy will come from that meditative state, from you not focusing on the negatives, but focusing on opportunity, on renewal, rebirth. We have the word rebirth on the death card here. I talked about rebirth there. That's where my attention was drawn. So there's definitely a new inspiration, it may be a new opportunity, but I get the feeling with you, Gemini, that this is about your mindset being able to shift, because some of the frustration will be alleviated because you will find your path through meditation, and, just focusing on your hopes and dreams. We know that good things are coming because we had Treasure Island. I'm going to put that there for a moment because I want to put it center stage. My hair keeps getting caught up. Tell us about this Treasure Island, Spirit, please. Treasure Island for Gemini. What is the Treasure Island here for? thank you. The rewards from the seeds that you planted. And oh, I love that. Interesting that I chose to move the card from the pile to the center of your reading, because it was on top of the Nine of Pentacles. Now, the Nine of Pentacles, I talked about achievement. I talked about you having made good decisions in the past, having faith in the fact that, you know, you have achieved a lot, Gemini, but there's more to come. And this reward will come from efforts you put in the past. The seeds that you planted, you are going to begin to see growth. So, you know, if you are in any type of business, you may find that, you know, maybe things have been a bit static. Things will begin to pick up, you know. It could just be in terms of your, I don't know, your home life, maybe, the things that you have, efforts you've made to improve your property will now pay off when you try and sell it, because you've enhanced your property enough to bring in a higher price, you know. But as I said before, this abundance doesn't have to be financial. It can be about, you know, the growth of a relationship. Whatever it is for you, Gemini, it's looking beautiful, and this reward has been hard earned. Spirit don't want you to be so hard on yourself. Just reconnect with Spirit, reconnect with your inner self to actually bring that new mindset, that new feeling, that new step forward, because you are going to love it. Look at this. Bottom of the deck, we have the Lovers. So this is something you feel very connected with. Could be a person you feel very connected with, but you know, this is something that is going to bring that feeling of connection. Whereas here you were feeling between worlds and not quite feeling connected. It's coming back. It's coming back. The reward is on its way. I'm going to call the video that. The reward is on its way. Yeah. If I remember it. Head like a sieve sometimes. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Let's start. I don't know if I mentioned, I've done a few readings today. If I've mentioned private readings, I think I did. I think I did for you. Anyway, if I didn't, all the information is in the description box below. There are various price ranges. So hopefully if you're in need of a private reading, that will be useful for you. Okay, let's get started, because Spirit are telling me to stop talking. They're giving me a card already. Oh my word. Gemini, we know good things are on the way. And, you know, it could be not only because you're reconnecting with your inner self to actually calm things down about a bit and make those decisions moving forward, but also luck is very much on your side at the moment. What a lovely card to see. May not feel like it if you're stuck in this energy, but trust me, it's coming in. Luck is on your side. Confidence is the key to success. I love the fact we're seeing that for you, Gemini, because, you know, we had the Y card underneath. I'm not going to move everything because it'll all go everywhere. But the Y card underneath, do you remember? That girl questioning why. You know, why did I make this decision? Why have I ended up in this situation? Why are things going wrong? The self-doubt card that Spirit addressed with the Nine of Pentacles by telling you about your achievements. They're now bringing in luck to help you on your journey. But they're saying the confidence, you know, have confidence in yourself. It's about self-belief. Connect with your inner spirit. Remember who you are, Gemini. So important for you at the moment. Oh, thank you. Because the end of a tough cycle approaches. Wow. You really needed to hear that, because I do think you've let yourself sort of, your mind sort of wander into negative places a bit here, Gemini. So know that the end of a tough cycle approaches. And I've reshuffled because I didn't read the bottom of the deck. Let me see what Spirit want me to do. But what good news is that, Spirit, thank you, they've given me another card, okay. This is a time for healing. This is a time for self-care. This is a time for reconnecting, as I keep saying, because it is the strongest message here today. Things are going to work out, but you've got to reconnect again with your inner soul through, you know, meditation, or through even writing a gratitude journal or a positivity journal, where you're just writing down things that you're thankful for, things that are going well in your life. And it can be something tiny. You know, whenever people hear the thing about gratitude and all that, they think it's got to be something major that's happened in a day. It doesn't. It can be something very, very simple. A conversation you enjoyed, you know, the fact that you were able to you know, complete something small that you've been putting off for ages. You know, it can be anything, but it is a time for healing from a period of negativity. On the bottom of the deck, and I wasn't going to show you this because we have our formology, but this is very relevant to this reading. Your hard work is paying off, Gemini, and you may have those moments of self-doubt that say, you know, oh, I'm stuck, nothing's moving. But in actual fact, your hard work is paying off, because we know that you're going to see growth that's going to lead to your abundance. I love that. I love that. Gemini, I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you did, please do drop a like. It really helps the channel. And also, if you haven't subscribed already, do join us. You know, I haven't got a set timescale for... Timescale? Is that the right word? Yeah, I don't read, you know, certain signs on certain days. I literally go with how I'm feeling. So it's really good if you're able to subscribe. It's totally free. Click the bell button and then you'll be notified when my next readings come in. So thank you for joining me, Gemini, and I'll draw it to a close now. Take care, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye for now.